Citizens of the Republic, welcome to the greatest Star Wars show on YouTube, the Galactic Core, presented by no one. My name's Mark, joined by my co-host Logan. This is the fourth episode of the Galactic Core, a segmented show about everything Star Wars. In today's episode, we have 5 segments for you, along with a 6th one for channel members only. Let me just send it over to Logan to tell you about the segments for today's episode.
Our first segment for today is a brand new segment, Bounty Boards. Then we will go ahead and go over to a classic segment, Master or Apprentice. Then we bring back an original segment for you guys, HoloNet News. After that, it will be Climbing the Ranks. And to end out the show, Overrated, Underrated, and the channel member exclusive segment, The Kessel Run.
Please subscribe if you haven't already, leave a like and leave a comment, and maybe even think about becoming a channel member today. With that, we will send you over to a brand new segment, Bounty Boards.
Welcome to our brand new segment, Bounty Boards. In this segment, me and Mark are going head to head in Star Wars character bingo, or in this case, Django. We have both constructed a Django board for each other, 5x5 grid with a free space in the center, and we will take turns choosing a specific spot on the grid to reveal a character. And to get that spot, we have to guess the character correctly. It works like normal bingo. Vertical, horizontal, and diagonal lines count. If there is a possible situation where we do not get a bingo at all, at the end, it will be whoever got the most characters correct. Hopefully that is explained well. Mark, how are you feeling about to go into this new segment?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know what you put on your board, so I'm like a little nervous about it, but
I feel the same way.
I'm also like excited about it too.
So, to get right into the segment, I'm going to go ahead and give you the first pick.
Oh, man. Ooh.
So, there are no indicators on the rows, but we'll just use those as numbers. So the very top will be 1, 2, 3, so on as you go down. So what spot would you like first?
Let's go with N2.
N2 for Mark. Okay. Here is your character.
Oh, that's Cut.
Is that your final answer?
Cut is my final answer.
That is Cut LaQuaine.
Let's go.
Starting out hot, Mark. Starting out hot.
Let's go. That's a good start.
That is a very good start. I will go ahead and choose mine then. I'm going to go with G2.
G2. All right, Logan, your character.
Oh no. I'm not gonna know her name. I won't waste time. I'm not gonna get it. What's the name?
The name is Tala Durith, I believe that's how you say it.
Man. Yeah. No shot I was getting it off the top of my head. Opposite starts for us. That's not great. All right, Mark. Where you want to go?
Let's keep going down. Let's go N4.
N4 for Mark. Your character?
Oh my gosh. What is that droid's name? No way.
You don't like this one?
Oh man, I like this one. I just don't remember the droid, like the name of the droid. I'm not gonna waste time. I forget. I genuinely forget. I don't know.
Dio.
No, I knew it started with a D. I just couldn't remember. No.
Okay.
Ah, dang
Well,
it.
there goes that for you.
That's
I'm going to go
tragic.
ahead and take my pick. I'm going to go, let's just try to go across. Give me J3.
J3. Your character is.
I mean, dude, this is kind of a ridiculous one. Go ahead
You
and
want
tell
me
me
to-
what it is.
His name is Tito.
I've heard that before, but
Yeah,
there's
I
no shot I was going to get it.
I believe Ray had said it like once or twice.
Hmm. Okay. Where would you like to go next?
Let's go with G3.
G3. There you go.
Oh my, I know this guy too. Dang it, man. I forget his name.
Mark, this is, I believe it's Even Peel or Evan Peel,
Oh,
whichever
yeah,
way
okay.
you pronounce it.
Yeah. Oh, man, I knew him. I freaking forgot his name, man.
That is
Man,
unfortunate.
I'm on a losing streak right now.
Okay, Mark, give me N1.
And one. Logan, your character is.
Dude, just tell me. I'm
Her- her-
I'm not, there's no sense in me trying to like sit here and think of it because I know I'm not going to. Like I know these
Yeah.
characters.
Mhm. Her name is Val Beckett.
Val. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have popped into my head, but as soon as you say it.
This
Where
is
are
a
you
rough
going
one for
next?
us. Gosh, man, I mean, I gotta go G2, I think.
G2. Okay, Mark, your character.
No way, dude.
This is a layup.
I know it. Oh, is it Captain Panaka?
No, it is
No,
not
it's
Captain
not.
Panaka.
It's the other.
That's episode 1. This is after.
I get
This
them
is
mixed up.
Captain Typho.
Typho. I get them mixed up, man. I really do. Get them mixed up, and I don't know why.
There's not many ways I can go. No. Give me J1.
J1. Your character is.
Fenrau.
Fenrau is correct.
I'm on the board, man. I'm
There
on the
we go.
board.
Good stuff.
Okay, Mark, where you want to go?
Let's go with I'll also do J1.
Okay, J1. Mark, your character is.
No way. No, dude. I don't know. Oh, dude, no way.
Cyril Karn.
That's it.
Cyril.
Yeah, Cyril. Man.
All right, give me A2.
A2. All right, Logan. Your character is.
Kelleran Beck.
It is Kelleran Beck.
Come on, man.
There you go. Well, that kind of just ruins the diagonal, so. I'll just, I guess I could just knock out, 2 birds with 1 stone here. I'll go A5.
A5. Mark, your character is. Is there even a thought in your head?
Oh, dude, I know the name. I'm trying to think of it because I literally know the name.
Mm-hmm.
I know the name. I can't. It's not hitting me right now.
Ben Quadinaros.
Ben Quadrinera. I knew it. I knew it was something long like that. It wasn't hitting me.
My Django is still alive in a few ways.
True.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to go for G4. We're going to keep going down.
All right, Logan. Your character is.
Oh my god. No. Is that Sifo Dyas?
It is not Sifo Dyas. It is Sindralig, I believe that's his name.
Oh my god.
I believe he was the Jedi, the head of the Jedi Battlemaster or something. I believe that was his title.
Oh.
Oh
Where are
man.
you going?
Jeez, man, I got one way to go. Well, I guess I'll just go with I go with O3 or not O, yeah, O3.
Oh,
Go
3.
with O3.
All right, Mark, your character.
Dude, if freaking Andor, man. I'm not even gonna waste my time. I don't know.
Kino Loy.
Kino. That sounds familiar. Gosh,
Oh,
man, his
man.
character was so good too.
I'm going to go ahead and go for that 05 to just see if I get it correct, then I still stay alive 2 different ways. But if I
True.
don't, then we're both just fighting for scraps.
Your character is
Oppo.
it is Oppo.
You can't be giving me
Commander
clones,
Oppo.
man.
I wanted to throw a couple in there just to see.
Can't be giving me clones, man. I'm too good. Where are you going now? Because you can really go anywhere.
Yeah, I could literally go anywhere. Let's just go 01.
01. Mark, your character.
Dude from the Bad Batch. It's Dr. Hemlock?
Dr. Hemlock is correct, Mark.
Ooh, that just I
There
needed
you
that.
go,
Dude. I
man.
needed that.
You did definitely need that. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna. I'm not feeling 04. I'm not feeling 04.
Not
I'm getting
feeling
bad vibes. Let's go 03 for right now.
it. 03, all right. Your character is
It's Martez, but oh god. I'm gonna have to give up. I know
Alright.
I'm like I've got to be like right there.
Yeah, okay, so her name does start with R. I believe it's Rafa Martez. I believe that's how
Oh
you say
my
it, or
god.
along those lines. But you were right with it starting with the letter R.
I am furious. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go down. I'm just gonna go O2. Let's keep going down the line.
All right, 02. Mark, your character is
Yariel Proof.
Yariel Poof. I'll give you it.
Poof. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was Proof or Poof.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you're on a hot streak right now. Too
Yeah, I
bad you
recognize.
couldn't. Too bad you don't have Django left alive. Well, I've got one shot at Django left. Let's go with J5. Let's go across the board.
J5. Your character is.
Oh my god. No. Is it? I think it is. No. I don't know if this is Corky or if this is Nina Bonteri's son. This is Bonteri, I think. This isn't Corky. This is Bonteri. You could have a blaster to my face and I would not be able to tell you what his first name is. It's Nina Bonteri's son. I'm almost certain of that, but I don't know his name.
His name is Lux Bonteri.
Like, no shot I'm getting that. No shot I'm pulling that. I'm mad.
All right, let's just go. Keep going down the line. 04.
All right. 04. Your character.
Oh my gosh. Dang it. I don't know if I know his name. I ain't gonna guess it. There's no way.
Captain Tarpals.
Yep, okay. I knew it was Captain something. I couldn't remember his name, but dang it.
All right, let's go across the top. Give me A1.
All right, Logan. Your character is.
Oh, Sev?
It is Sev. That is
God.
correct. Get him back on the board here. That's what you needed.
I did need that after 2 that just made me furious.
Needed to get that confidence.
Oh, wait,
back.
no, I do still have Django alive.
Yeah, I know. I just realized that too.
Oh my god.
You do have horizontal or vertical. Why did I say horizontal? Vertical Django still
Oh my
alive.
god, I didn't even realize that. All right. Well, now I've gotten so much more composure after that. Where are you going, Mark?
05. Let's just keep going down the line.
Okay. Oh five, Mark, your character is. You should be able to get this one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, let me think for a second. Let's go with Owen Lars.
It's Klieg Lars.
Klieg. I knew it wasn't Owen, but I could not. I don't know why. I know the dude. Like I know his name. I don't know why it was like completely blanking on me right there.
You should have got that one. All right. Let's see if we can keep Django alive. See if we can get out of this segment faster. Give me a 3.
Oh, he's going right down the line. Your character is.
That's Admiral Yularen. That's Wolf
That
Yularen.
is Wolf Yularen. Keeping it
Come
alive.
on.
Oh, just give me G1 then.
G1 for Mark. All right, Mark, your character is.
She's from Rebels. I know
Yeah.
this.
Obviously.
Do I remember the name? I don't know. Because she was in a lot. I just don't remember her name very much.
Governor Price.
Governor Price, that's it. As soon as you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Give me A4.
A4. Your character is.
Luthen.
It is Luthen. Oh man, he's got one more
Dude,
spot.
I'm one off. And there is no shot. There's no shot you put a difficult one next to Lux Bonteri.
Let's just go with G4. Let's keep going down the line.
G4. G4. Mark, your character is.
I don't think I've ever seen that dude in my life. I just don't know. I'm not even gonna waste time. I'd never seen him before.
That is Dirge from the 2003 Clone Wars.
Okay, yeah, no way I was getting that. I've never seen that guy. So, all right. Already assuming you're going with A5.
That is correct. I'm going with A5.
So let's just not waste any more time. Let's see if Logan can close it out here. Your character is.
I bottled it. I'm not going to get it, but I'm going to know it when you say it, though.
His name is, I believe, Almec. I believe that's how you say it.
Oh my god!
Oh no.
All right. Well, let's speed this up, Mark. Where are you going?
Just keep going down the line. G5.
Okay. G5 for Mark. Your character is.
Is that Bail or Organa's wife?
Yes.
Don't know her name, so.
Brea Organa.
Brea. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that, so that's all right.
Give me G1.
G1. Your character is.
Enfys Nest.
It is Enfys Nest.
I mean, I'm feeling good with the amount that I'm getting. I'll just go ahead and give you N1 already.
Yeah, just keep going down the line.
Okay, Mark. Your character is.
Freaking Andor. I don't know his name.
Karis Nemec.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have got that. Karis Nemec. All right, Logan. What are you feeling here?
Give me O1. Let's see if I bottled another Django, because this would be another one miss.
This is true.
Possibility.
All right, Logan. Your character is.
Pong Krell.
It is Pong Krell.
Oh my god. Dude, I'm so mad. Look at this board. Look at this board so far. All right, I'll go ahead and give you N5.
Yup.
Mark, your character is.
Corday.
That is correct, Mark. That is Corday.
Okay.
I'm proud of you for that one.
There we go. I finally got one after a very rough stretch. All right, Logan,
Okay.
what are we feeling?
Give me J2.
Going over to J2 here. All right, Logan. Your character is.
That is Ryder.
It is Ryder.
Let's
Ryder,
go.
I believe his last name is Azadi. I believe that's how you say it. I'm not
Okay.
too sure though.
Let's go, man. I'm pulling these. Okay. I will go ahead and give you a 1.
Yep.
Mark, your character is.
Oh man, what the heck is her name? They don't like some of these. They don't really say the name like that much. Oh, it's Grogu. He's in the picture, right?
uh,
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know her name. I forget.
Pelimato.
Pelly. All
All
right,
right.
Logan.
Give me G3 or G2, sorry. G3 is the free space.
Oh, you mean N2?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I was
N2.
like, okay, got you.
I'm a bozo. I've lost all composure.
I mean, hey, I got horizontal confused with vertical for like a half a second, so don't worry about it. All right, Logan. Your character is
Just tell me it.
Lore Santeca, I believe that's his name. That's how you say it. From episode
You want to
7.
know? You want to know what I hate about him?
Hmm.
He was built up to like be super important in like the trailer and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and he just dies.
Gone within 5 minutes.
Yeah, like it's all right, Mark.
Oh man.
A2 for you.
Yep.
I'm assuming, unless you want to go in some
Oh.
other direction.
Keep going this way. It'll make it quicker.
Okay, A2. Mark, your character is.
I always forget this dude's name.
Dude, and I
I
don't
really
know how.
do. I don't know how either. I just like we always like the past like we've talked about it a couple times and I'm like, "Oh, that's his name. That's right." And then you'll bring it up again and I'm like, "I don't know his name." Yeah, I ain't gonna get it. So,
Reiko Hardeen.
freaking Reiko Hardeen, dude. That's like my kryptonite right there. Is Reiko Hardeen, dude. I always forget his name.
Okay, Mark. I want you to keep this in mind right here.
Mm-hmm.
If I get any more correct,
Yep.
I win.
Okay.
But I have to get them all wrong, and you have to get every single one of them correct for us to tie.
Jeez, bro.
Okay?
That's insane if that happens.
So we could end the game right here. Just because it will there's no possible way for you to win if I get one here.
Yeah.
So I'm honestly gonna pick weird. Let's give me N4.
N4.
I like it. There's no way you put too many hard ones in this column.
N4. All right, Logan. Your character is
Oh my god. Does he actually have a name?
he does have a name. Believe it or not.
Tell me it.
His name is DJ.
Oh my god. No, oh my god. No, I'm that. All right. Nope. We're going on to yours. I'm not even gonna talk about it. A3 for you, Mark.
All right.
Your character is. Hey, you gotta study up on your clones, man.
I've seen him like I don't even remember seeing him if I'm being honest.
Oh my, dude. This is a legend.
I don't know.
Kicks.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that. Guys, I do have to fresh up on my Clone Wars, that's for sure.
Well, Mark, that actually ends it.
Yep.
Because you can no longer tie.
I figured it would.
You can no longer tie. You could only possibly get 9 here, and I currently have 10. So, It's unfortunate. We didn't have to go the full way of doing every single one of them, which is probably a good thing.
Yes.
But, oh my, I bottled Jenga. Syndralig. Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Olmec. Like, dude, oh my god. Hey,
Oh
I
man.
won. I'm walking away as the winner.
Oh
I'll
man.
take it. I'll take the bounty board Django crown. That'll be it for our brand new segment, Bounty Boards. Let us know in the comments what you thought of it. And definitely tell us how stupid we are for some of these that we missed, because some of them were pretty bad. I'll tell you that. But with that, we will go ahead and send it back to the boys at the desk. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that brand new segment. Let us know in the comment section below what you thought of it. Now, before we send it over to Master or Apprentice, Mark, I am going to have you guess the Star Wars character's first name. I have 5 characters for you today. How are you feeling?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of a little nervous. I don't know what what you're gonna pull out of the hat here, so but I'm ready
Well,
to get into it.
I've got 5, and I hope you have studied up over the past couple weeks, not with the Galactic Core. So, your first character, Captain Panaka.
I don't think I know his first name. I'm not even gonna waste time.
You don't even have a single guess?
Nah,
I
I
mean, this
don't
is a
think
pretty common first name.
John
No, Mark, it was Quarsh.
Quarsh. Oh, that's very common. Yeah.
Yes, a
Oh,
very
that
common,
was my
very
second
common
guess.
name here on Coruscant.
That was my second guess.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, next up, Grand Moff Tarkin.
Oh man, hmm.
You've definitely heard this one before.
I have 100% heard it, but it's not hitting me.
Mark, that would be Will Huff.
Will Huff, that's it. I knew it started with like one of like the last letters of the
Yeah.
alphabet. I just couldn't. It wasn't hitting me at the time.
Okay, Mark, your next character, Boss Nass.
I don't think I know his either.
Man, you are on a hot streak. That would be Ruger. Ruger Nass.
Hmm. Hmm.
Your next character, Mark, Admiral Akbar.
I'm just so used to referring to these characters as their last names.
Yes,
Like I just don't know their first
kind
names.
of the point of this.
I don't know their first name.
That would be Guile. I believe
Guile, I've
that's how you
heard of that.
pronounce it.
I've heard of that. I've heard of Guile.
Okay, and your final character, Count Dooku.
Don't think I got a guess for that either.
And that was kind of a trick question. It's just Dooku. He does not have like
Oh,
a last name or anything. It's just Dooku. So
I. Alex, I was like
you
thrown
really
off.
had a chance on that
I
one.
was like thrown off of that one for a second. I'm like,
With that, we will go ahead and send you guys over to the Jedi Council chambers for your next segment, Master or Apprentice.
welcome to Master or Apprentice. In this segment, we will be going over your guys' hot takes and decide whether we agree or we disagree with them. You can leave your hot take down in the comments below or in our Discord server, link in the description, and increase odds if you are a channel member. So become a channel member today. All right, let's get into our first hot take today, submitted by Aaron. He said, The Last Jedi is the best of the sequels. Now, I think there is a movie better than The Last Jedi. I think it is The Force Awakens. That is probably my favorite movie of the sequels, I would say. Um, Mainly because it kind of mirrors Episode 4, and Episode 4 is a solid movie.
Mhm.
And The Last Jedi has a lot of let's just call them questionable decisions, I guess. Um, and I don't even. I think I would maybe consider it being better than The Rise of Skywalker, honestly. It does have some high spots with Luke's arc, I think, is pretty good. But in my opinion, I think The Force Awakens is the best. So, hand it off to you. See what you got to say, Logan.
I the thing about the sequels for me is I'm pretty level on all of them. I'm not There's not one that I'm like screaming for over the others. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Actually, I don't even want to say I'm not as high on The Force Awakens. I just don't think The Force Awakens is like far above the others. I think they're I think they're all fairly even. I think they all have their highs and lows within them. Uh, but I'm not gonna lie. Over over time, I have enjoyed a lot more about The Last Jedi. And for that reason, I honestly think I kind of agree with the hot take. I think Luke's arc is amazing. The ending of the movie is just like next level. Uh, so love that about it. One thing I've said this plenty of times in the past, and I just always have to bring it up. One thing that I genuinely will always dislike about The Last Jedi is the Yo Mama joke that Poe uses on Hux
I knew
at
you
the
were gonna
beginning of the
say that.
movie.
I knew you
That
were gonna say
is
that.
that I mean that's probably my biggest thing with that movie specifically. It it is honestly the sequels at large, but The Last Jedi just does it the most is the humor within it. It's just not quite Star Wars humor. It's much more
Yeah,
comparable to Marvel humor to me.
100%.
So that is something that just like it just doesn't hit for me.
Mm-hmm.
But they do a lot of other things very Star Wars esque in The Last Jedi and in the sequels.
Oh
So
yeah,
they make up for it. Like the whole sequence with Yoda and Yoda talking with Luke in The Last Jedi is like that is basically peak Star Wars to me.
yeah.
So I honestly I kind of agree with Aaron. I could see like I said I'm so level with all of them that I could see an argument for all of them being the best out of those three. I think it's the most equal trilogy across all three movies.
100%.
Like
Like,
I
there's
think
no
they're
doubt
all
about it.
pretty even with
Yeah.
how they are. So uh, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it up to you. I'm gonna agree with it. So this is up to you if
Oh
you
man.
want to grant him the rank of master or not.
Oh man. Big decision. I mean, I see what you were saying. I really do, and I do think it is very overhated. Like, I don't think it should be as hated as what it actually is,
Mm-hmm.
because it does have those bright spots of like the visuals, like the Holdo maneuver. Great visual. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
that's
great.
Star Wars, you know. Um, but I think, in my opinion, it falls just a tad short to The Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
So, Aaron, I'm so sorry. I hate to do this, but I do not grant you the rank of master.
I didn't say it, man. I didn't say it. That's
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 why I
all
said.
on
That's why
Mark.
I said I do not grant you the rank of master.
Yeah.
While I love the hot take, I really do. I think it's a phenomenal one.
Well,
But
technically we work as a council here,
this
so
is true.
I have to go ahead with you and not grant him the rank of master, but but now we will go ahead and get into our second hot take for this segment. This one is coming in from Woo. And I want to preface this by saying that this was special request that Mark did not know what this hot take was before saying it in this moment. So this is Mark's first reaction to the hot take. Like I said, this one is coming in from Woo, channel member. Shout out to him. He says, in the Clone Wars, the second battle of Geonosis arc was more impactful than the Umbara arc. which is, to me, probably one of the hottest takes we have ever
Hmm.
had on the show.
Hmm.
It's kind of crazy because Umbara is definitely seen by, I would say it is a majority seen as the best arc in all of Clone Wars. I
Yeah.
would say the majority picks are Umbara or Siege of Mandalore season 7.
Hmm.
Those two are definitely the most picked. So seeing as one of the earliest arcs in the show, this is the near the beginning of season 2. This is very
Wow.
early on Clone Wars.
Wow.
But I do have to hand it to him. It is probably one of the top 2 within early Clone Wars.
Yeah, has to be.
I think this is where early Clone Wars does actually shine. I think early Clone Wars is not the greatest overall. It doesn't even hold a candle to the later seasons, but specifically the second Battle of Geonosis arc it is on another level compared to the rest of season 1 and season 2. Is it more impactful than Umbara? I don't quite think so. Impactful in my eyes means impacting the audience, and hopefully he is meaning it in that sense. The second Battle of Geonosis is amazing. Specifically, landing at Point Rain, the first episode in the arc, probably one of the best episodes of the Clone Wars in general.
Hmm.
It's phenomenal. Seeing Kenobi, they all crash land. Kenobi gets hurt. Waxer and Boyle run out into no man's land just to save Kenobi. They get him back. Kenobi's hurt. They're fighting all in a circle. They're surrounded, and Kenobi at wit's end is standing up and willing to go fight for his clones, injured and all, knowing that he would die. And then that's when the reinforcements come in and everything. But seeing that moment is just one of the more powerful parts of the Clone Wars, specifically because other than Anakin, really the only Jedi you see like really connect with the clones is probably Plo Koon.
Yeah.
Others have their moments, like Ayla Sakura, Yoda specifically, right at the beginning of the show. Um, they all have their moments. Obviously, Ahsoka, uh, but I think Obi-Wan doesn't show it very often, and seeing it in that moment is amazing. And then just seeing a lot of the interaction between Anakin and Ahsoka in the second episode. Luminara's take on their Anakin and Ahsoka's relationship. You see a lot of how the rest of the Jedi think versus how Anakin does, and it does provide very good discussion within Star Wars, and it is amazing. It truly is.
Yeah.
But Umbara is just it genuinely it's otherworldly. Umbara is either the best or second best. It is not even close in my opinion.
Yeah.
Uh, Umbara is impactful for just completely other reasons, just specifically within the clones, and it's one of the arcs where you actually are seeing the human side of the clones. You're really you get really connected with them within that arc.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm sorry, Wu. I personally can't agree with it. We'll get Mark's thoughts though.
So I think the second battle of Geonosis I think is very good. I thought it was very interesting too, arc. and it definitely was a bright spot in the early seasons of the Clone Wars. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I started watching it, it was a little slow at first for
Yeah,
me,
it,
but
it
that
definitely
one,
does start off slow.
yeah, but that one really kind of reeled me in because it was one of the ones that stood out to me. But that Umbaran arc is just it's something else, man. I really have a soft spot for not just the clones, but the relationship that they have with the Jedi, which is why I like Plo Koon because he treats the clones like humans. Anakin's my favorite character, and he treats the clones like humans, like his best friends, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I really love seeing that bond between the Jedi and the clones, and just the clones like being expanded upon. I mean, before the Clone Wars, you only had like three named ones essentially. Um, and this is one of the arcs that really shows that the clones really do care about not just the Republic, but the Jedi that they fight alongside, and so do the Jedi. They care. A lot of them care about the clones too. I mean, like you said, Kenobi really doesn't like. He didn't really talk about it or show it, but in that arc, he showed that he just wanted to fight with the clones and he was willing to go down with them. So
Mm-hmm.
while I really do love the hot take, I really love the hot take. Me personally, I don't think I can agree with it either. I really have a soft spot for the clones.
Yeah. Um, it's just one of those things where I'm glad to see a hot take like this. This
Oh
is the
yeah, for
type of
sure.
stuff I want to see.
Same, yeah.
I want to see this crazy outlandish stuff because me and you have some crazy outlandish takes.
Yeah, well, who
I
knows?
I want to see that type of stuff,
Yeah,
and I think this was a perfect example of it. It provides a good discussion, and we get to talk about two of the best arcs in the Clone Wars. Like
exactly.
they're both amazing in their own right.
Yep.
But unfortunately, Wu, sorry to say this, but we do not grant you the rank of master. Round of applause for the hot take,
Yeah.
though. It really was great.
Great hot
Shout
take.
out to you, man.
We want to see more like
Hopefully,
these, that's for sure.
yes. Hopefully, we can see more like that.
All right, time to get into the third and final hot take of this video, submitted by Jaden. He said Qui-Gon Jinn was not a good master to Obi-Wan. Now, this is one that I don't know if I can't agree with it. I just can't. Like I think
Just off rip, you just
yeah,
can't.
off rip, I can't. I think I really wish Qui-Gon, every time I see him in episode 1 get defeated by Darth Maul, every time I'm like, dude, why couldn't he just survive this time and train Anakin? Like everything would have been so different if he would have just trained Anakin. But no, I think Qui-Gon Jinn was a great master. If I had to pick somebody to be my Jedi master, it would probably Qui-Gon Jinn would be in the running for that. Mainly because he didn't like the reason because he wasn't on the council, obviously, because he had some different views from everybody else, and he was a lot more relatable, I guess. He didn't follow the Jedi code like word for word, and he took other things into perspective too, which I think was also like a Count Dooku type of thing. I think he kind of learned some of that from Count Dooku.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I can't agree with it. I thought Qui-Gon Jinn was actually a really good master, one of the better ones. But I'll see what you got to say about it.
I'm also in the same boat where I just can't agree with it off rip. I just can't. Uh, the thing is with me, I would have liked to have this hot take down the road because I have not read the Master and Apprentice book where you actually do see a lot more of their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But from what we do see, we see a very little bit of it. We don't see a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
But I think mainly what makes their dynamic maybe seem like it doesn't mesh, I think is more because of Obi-Wan. Because Obi-Wan,
he's more of a follow the code type of
yes,
guy.
even though he has a master that he is trying to learn from, he is not taking everything that his master does because he realizes that it's not aligned with what the rest of the Jedi are thinking.
Exactly.
So he's very much a purist about it. But I think deep down he knows that Qui-Gon's right.
Yeah.
But it's just not how the Jedi Order works. So I think it's more of an Obi-Wan thing instead of a Qui-Gon thing.
Yeah.
I think Qui-Gon is closer to what the Jedi should have been like in the first place.
100%.
Instead of how they actually were. So I don't think Qui-Gon's in the wrong. I don't think Obi-Wan's in the wrong either, but
No.
that's just why the dynamic may seem like it doesn't work.
Yeah, their personalities are definitely a bit different for sure.
But Qui-Gon as a teacher and a mentor is perfect, I think, for basically anyone. He comes from a ridiculous lineage of masters and apprentices. You go from Yoda to Count Dooku to Qui-Gon to Obi-Wan. Like that's insane.
That's like actually insane.
You can't say he's a bad mentor. He's got differing views from the Jedi. It's not like it's the craziest difference, but he's got differing views. He couldn't be on the council, but he's still a Jedi. So it's not like he's that far off.
Yeah.
Not that far off, but yeah, I think he's a great master, and I can't wait to actually read the Master and Apprentice book and get to see more of their relationship. So that's what I've got to say about it. I unfortunately do disagree with it.
Why couldn't Qui-Gon just live, man? Like, he was the perfect master for Anakin when you think about it. He really was.
Hey, maybe that's a hot take. Maybe I don't think he is.
Who knows? But getting back to this one, Jaden, we are so sorry, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
Round of applause for it, though. Round of applause for it.
Love the hot take. Just not quite, man. Not quite. It's been a rough stretch here, but you haven't really been agreeing with too many.
No, not really. But it's yeah. I mean, we could have agreed with one in this one, Mark.
This is true. Personally,
I think it's just a matter of. I think the hot takes are good.
Oh yeah,
I just
good.
can't fully agree with it.
Exactly.
I see it. I see the vision.
Yeah.
I see the vision, man.
Sure.
Don't get it twisted, guys. You guys do have good hot takes.
And this is what we want it to be. We want it to be a discussion. We want to hear your guys, because that's what it is. We want to hear your guys' hot takes. A lot of people have a bunch of different hot takes within the Star Wars universe, and that's kind of why we are doing this segment. So
yeah, it's been a tough stretch, but I can guarantee people will come around with some ones that we really can hitch a ride on. But fortunately, it didn't happen in this one.
Well, this has been Master or Apprentice. If you have a hot take, once again, you can leave it down in the comments below or submit it in our Discord server, link in the description, with increased odds if you are a channel member. And with that being said, we will send it back to the boys at the desk.
Thank you guys for those amazing hot takes. Now, before we get into our next segment, we have a special interview for you guys with a special guest. Round of applause, everyone. Chewbacca is here in the studio today. A round of applause for Chewbacca. So, Chewbacca, it's great to have you on the show, man. How you feeling?
Hey, man, it's Chewbacca, man. Shout out to Mark to hit me up to be on the show, man.
Are you sure you're the one that Mark hit up? Are you sure you're actually Chewbacca?
Yeah, man. I'm from Kashyyyk, man.
Yo, are you guys sure we got the right one? This is unreal.
I just got back from the Jedi Temple from talking to my best friend Yoda, man.
Yo, you guys are hearing this too, right? Like, I'm not the only one hearing this. This is what's going on?
Oh, man. Why do you got security taking me out, man?
Guys, something's wrong. Like, this is the fourth one. What's going on? What do you guys do? Who are you talking to? Who are you getting for these interviews?
So, Logan, I heard you had Chewbacca on. How did that go? Did the interview go really well this time? Uh, all right then. Let's just send it over to the next segment. Send it down the hall for HoloNet News.
Welcome to HoloNet News, the premier spot for news all across the Star Wars galaxy. Our first story for today: these are unprecedented times. The Writers Guild and Actors Guilds have both went on strike. The Writers Guild starting in May, and the Actors Guild just last month in July. I believe I speak for both me and Mark when we say we do stand with the writers and actors. Obviously, we want to see as much Star Wars as possible, but not if that comes at the cost of livable wages for said actors and writers. This is the first time in 60 years that both guilds have been on strike at the same time. Like I said at the beginning, unprecedented times. We hope that these can be sorted out soon. But, Mark, how about you go ahead and let us know how these strikes will affect Star Wars?
Well, Logan, since you asked, Andor Season 2 will shut down production indefinitely, and the Skeleton Crew could have some sort of effect on this as well. But the main show that will be impacted pretty heavily is The Acolyte. They just wrapped production in May, and any CGI characters will not be able to record their lines for this show. Bad Batch Season 3 could also have a delay as well, and the second season of Tales of the Jedi will most likely receive a delay. And Disney CEO Bob Iger actually came out and said the company will be spending less on Star Wars projects in the near future, which is kind of a tragedy, I'm not gonna lie. But we're going to send it over to Logan, see what he's got to say about Ahsoka and how this could affect Ahsoka as well.
So, as a reminder to everyone, Ahsoka will be premiering on August 23rd, not too far away now. It will be a double premiere with 2 episodes on August 23rd, and the schedule for the episodes moving forward: after that, the 3rd episode on August 30th, then September 6th, 13th, 20th, 27th, and then the finale on October 4th. Now, the ratings for this show could be severely impacted by the strikes because the actors actually cannot do any sort of promotion for the series, and they are obviously very committed to it coming out on August 23rd. Many teaser images have been posted online of the series, and multiple trailers now at this point. It seems that is a big portion of the promotion since the actors cannot do anything themselves. The 2-episode premiere of this series will have a runtime of 1 hour and 36 minutes combined. Very interesting to see, and hopefully it does have a good release, and hopefully these strikes can be over soon. Like I said, Mark, it is unfortunate that Star Wars definitely is getting affected pretty heavily. Like you had with the quote from Bob Iger, it is unfortunate to see that they want to move away from Star Wars projects in the future. They did go a bit overboard a couple years ago, announcing a bunch of different things that ended up falling through. Now, this will most likely also have an effect on the future movies that were announced at Star Wars Celebration. They did have some loose release dates planned, but I'm assuming that those are going to get moved as well. I know the Rey movie was pretty close to having the script done, but I can't imagine that it's going to be out anytime soon. It wasn't going to be out very soon anyway, but it's definitely going to get pushed back because of the strikes. So now on to our last story for the day. Mark, why don't you go ahead and tell us about a new book coming out at the end of this month?
Well, I'll go ahead and share this book with you since I think it'll be a pretty hot commodity when it comes out. Return of the Jedi 40-year anniversary book. It's the third within the series called From a Certain Point of View, with the first being A New Hope, second being Empire Strikes Back, and now the third being Return of the Jedi. With 40 short stories from 40 different authors. Now, to give you a little insight on some of the stories that you can expect to be reading, first one is by author Olivia Blake, who provides a chilling glimpse into the mind of Emperor Palpatine. The second short story, by Saladin Ahmed, recounts the tragic history of the Rancor trainer. Third story, Charlie Jane Enders, explores the life and times of the Sarlacc. Fourth story, Fran Wild, who reveals Mon Mothma's secret mission to save the Rebel Alliance. And the fifth story, by author Mary Kenny, chronicles Wicket's quest for one quiet day on the forest moon of Endor. Now you can pre-order this book right now, and you can expect it to release on August 29th, 2023. Now Logan has a very special story to share about a very special character.
Now, guys, within this book, you will find a story titled The Veteran by Adam Lance Garcia. Now, this story is going to be about a character that I believe we all are very familiar with, my man Dexter Jettster. And to read a couple little excerpts from this short story, Dexter Jettster thought of the boy he had met on Lenara and all the boy would never see. He thought of the warrior the boy had become and the war that had been lost. The war Dexter Jettster had helped start. Now, obviously, this is referring to Obi-Wan and referring to how he is somewhat the cause, or how he feels he is the cause to the Clone Wars, helping Obi-Wan discover Kamino. Now, I want to let you guys in on a little bit of a secret. You can expect in the next episode of the Galactic Core, we will have a special interview with Dexter Jettster himself, so please don't miss that. It is, we'll definitely bring up the book and see his thoughts on the short story. As Mark said, you can go ahead and pre-order this book now and pick it up on August 29th, 2023 at the end of this month. Please do. It seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, canon stories. We can get a lot of vital information out of these books. Citizens of the Republic, thank you for tuning in to HoloNet News, the premier spot for news all across the Star Wars galaxy. Let's go ahead and send it back to the boys at the desk. Thank you, Mark and Logan, for that amazing Star Wars news update. Now is the time that we recognize all of our amazing channel members, now presenting the Hologram of Fame. Mark, now that we're 4 episodes in, I want to give you a Galactic Core pop quiz.
Hit me up with the first question.
What is the main benefit of becoming a channel member?
You get a bonus segment every time an episode of the Galactic Core is released.
That is correct. Your next question: what are the other types of videos you can expect from becoming a channel member?
Outtakes and behind the scenes videos?
That is correct, Mark. You're on fire right now, man. Next question: true or false? Every channel member gets a special Discord role and exclusive chats in our Discord server.
Oh, that's true.
That is correct, Mark. You are 3 for 3. Your next question, true or false? When you are a channel member, you have increased odds for your hot takes and questions to be chosen.
Gonna say false.
Oh, come on, Mark. You know that's true. You always get increased odds. Okay, your final question. What is the spot where every channel member is recognized in every episode of the Galactic Core?
Well, dude, you just showed it. It's the hologram of fame.
That is true. I forgot about that. But Mark, that was a phenomenal performance out of you. 4 out of 5. Not too bad. Please think about becoming a channel member today. Obviously, you get all of the things that Mark just told you about within that pop quiz. And now we will go ahead and send you over to our next segment, Climbing the Ranks.
Welcome to Climbing the Ranks. In this segment, me and Logan will be tier listing things within Star Wars. Our tier list has 5 categories, starting with the highest being Commander, then Captain, Lieutenant, Sergeant, and lastly, Cadet. This time around, we will be tier listing Clone Wars arcs. Now we have 10 Clone Wars arcs picked at random, and we will be tier listing them right now. So, Logan, how you feeling right now? You excited for this?
I am. I'm a huge fan of the Clone Wars. I will say I'm not quite sure if any of them are going to land in Cadet, because even the ones that are very disliked, I still like them. I don't know. It's just something with me. So
I feel the same way. So let's get right into it. Our first Clone Wars arc is D Squad. Now, I'm not gonna lie, for me, I was kind of like, can I skip this arc? Because it really wasn't. I wasn't really super engaged with it. I don't think it belongs in the Cadet tier. I would consider throwing it within Sergeant, just because it didn't really have me super engaged. But I'll let you give your thoughts about it.
it's underrated.
Yeah, I don't think it's as
I
bad as
think
people
that's
say it is, but
yeah.
yeah.
I think that's the main thing that I've got to say about it. It's underrated. I love the fact that it's just droids that don't talk. It's a bunch of astromechs, and then you've got the one pit droid that's just
Oh
annoying
yeah.
the whole time. I don't know. I think it just has a different sort of charm to it.
Mhm.
I think the thing that like makes people really hate it is what it comes before.
Mhm.
It is right before the uh Maul taking over Mandalore
Yep.
arc, and then Ahsoka leaving.
So it's kind of in a
It's
bad spot.
yes. Uh but I think it's underrated overall. I'm okay with Sergeant. I would love to be able to put it in Lieutenant, but I'm okay with Sergeant. I'll accept that.
Okay. Well, let's just go ahead. We'll throw D Squad right into the Sergeant tier. And let's get into the next Clone Wars arc. In my opinion, I actually kind of like this one. The Boba Fett arc from season 2. I uh I kind of like this one, I'm not gonna lie. Him trying to get back at Mace for what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, I believe he was teaming up with Orsing.
Yeah, bunch of bounty hunters.
Yeah, just a bunch of them
Yeah,
essentially.
Bosk.
Um, but yeah, I really thought this one was underrated. I thought it was really cool, kind of seeing Boba Fett go undercover. They didn't know who he was, so I would consider throwing this in like the lieutenant tier. But
Yeah,
I'll
I like seeing it because it's kind of the first things that you see of Boba being like showing that he kind of has some of his father in him. You
yeah,
know,
for sure.
he's holding that grudge, and he's pretty ruthless, and he's literally a kid.
Yeah.
Uh, so that is something that I just find interesting about it. I love that he uses Django's helmet to like lure in Anakin and Mace. It's pretty cool. So, but I think you're on the money with these right now. I think Lieutenant it really is a perfect spot for it. I would say.
Yeah, I think it's a good little fun arc to have, but obviously we have some ones that I think are better than it. But
Mm-hmm.
go ahead, we'll throw a Boba Fett arc from season 2 right into the lieutenant tier. And now we're getting to the third arc, arguably probably the best one, the Umbara arc. I special place in my heart. I've said this before. I love the Jedi and clones relationships. I really like seeing them connecting and bonding, and it was one of the darker arcs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I gotta throw it in Commander. I just don't see any other place for it. What about you,
Yeah,
Logan?
but yeah, we'll throw it in Commander, and then we'll talk about it here for a second. I mean, it's most people's number one for a reason.
Yeah,
It's just that gritty of an episode. It's just of an episode arc, I should say. Sorry. Uh, but seeing this is one of those times where you actually get to see the clones pretty grounded. You see it in waves prior to it, but not as much as a full arc like this. And seeing like how because you get spoiled by how Anakin treats the clones.
yeah, for sure.
So then seeing Plo Koon, Jesus Lord, no, Plo Koon treats them very well. Colin
Yes.
Krell, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
uh, seeing that is just brutal. And it also, I think another thing that makes it brutal is the Umbarans that they're fighting, they're not droids, and you, for the most part, throughout the entire series, you're seeing them fight droids.
Yeah.
So seeing them fight living beings as well is also kind of brutal. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's a lot more to dive into it with, but to keep it short and simple because there it's not going anywhere else other than Commander.
Exactly. All right. Well, I'm absolutely cool with throwing in Commander, obviously. So moving to the fourth arc here, we got the Bad Batch from season 7. I really like this arc. I'm not gonna lie. It introduced new characters that I thought were really intriguing. I mean, yeah, we've seen all these clones have their different personalities, but I think the Bad Batch really took it to the next level.
Yeah.
They have their special traits and everything, and they were kind of like outcasts, I guess, from the other clones because they weren't exactly like the other clones. Um, and seeing Echo alive, and then he eventually joins the Bad Batch too, because that's where he feels like he fits in. Like, overall, just a great arc. Um, I'm kind of leaning towards the captain tier. I'm not gonna lie. I think this was a really good arc. Let's see what you got to say, Logan.
Yeah, I think I'm probably leaning there too, just because it's obviously you're starting off season 7. You got to start off hot. I think they did,
Hmm.
introducing the Bad Batch. Very, like you said, you really do get to see different personalities because of their traits. They have very prominent personalities
Yeah, for sure.
from the other clones for sure. So that's super cool. Being able to see what is it? What's the Seleucami is the planet, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not
And
sure, but I know
you
what
get
you're
to
saying.
see those little those like unique droids that Wat Tambor has that are like it's not quite a B1. It's got
Yeah,
like some weird stuff on it, but I think it was shown somewhere else, or it was pulled from some other place, but I think it was super cool to actually see them in action.
for sure.
Uh, but then, you get to see how how Anakin and how Rex feels about the Bad Batch, and how their differing views go throughout the search for Echo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not much else to say. I'm okay with Captain, I think. I
Yeah,
I, I like the pick.
yeah. You kind of see their unorthodox ways of fighting too. Like they don't fight like the
Hmm.
regular clones do. And I'm just gonna say it, man. Crosshair might be the coolest man alive. So,
I can't disagree with you.
so we'll go ahead and throw the Bad Batch into the Captain tier. Moving on to our fifth arc, the Onderon arc, the one with Saw Gerrera. I I'm kind of I think it's a good arc. Seeing a young Saw was cool. I thought really cool. Um, I don't know if I would think of it on the same level as Bad Batch.
I think it's close, to be honest.
It's close, and I would, you know what? I don't know if I would mind throwing it in Captain tier.
Hmm.
I would be cool with Captain or Lieutenant tier, honestly. Kind of hear what you guys say.
I think it would fit Captain more if, because I believe it's 4 episodes. If it
Hmm.
was 3, I think it would fit there. Just I think like the beginning of it drags on a little hard.
It does for sure.
Uh, but the ending of it is so good.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
So I would love to put it in Captain, but I think I kind of agree with throwing it in Lieutenant because it's not quite there on that Bad Batch level. I think it's better than the Boba Fett arc though, for sure.
Yeah, I would say it's better than the Boba Fett arc. So I'm cool with throwing that in the Lieutenant tier. Now, moving on to our sixth arc, Ahsoka's journey from season 7. Obviously this one was not very well received.
Yeah, this is the more controversial one for sure.
Yeah, I will admit it is a little slow. Well, at points it gets really slow, honestly, for me, especially with the whole coming off of the Bad Batch arc. It kind of slows down, and then it picks up again after that. But that's a whole nother conversation. Um, I I don't hate the Martez. I believe that's their last name, right? Martez sisters.
Yeah.
I don't hate them as much as other people do. Because they at the end of the day they're looking out for themselves. You know, like it's pretty big galaxy, so you kind of gotta look out for yourself. But I don't want to, because I don't think I want to throw it in cadet tier.
No, I will just tell
Um,
you straight up, I won't accept it.
I would be. See, I don't know if it's in lieutenant tier though either.
No.
I
Ah.
might be cool. I don't. I would say maybe sergeant, but I'll
Mhm.
let you give your thoughts. Maybe you can kind of
Yeah.
persuade me to put it up a little higher.
I have some pretty strong opinions about this one because of how much people hate it.
Hmm.
Because one, I just straight up don't think it's bad at
Yeah, no, it's
all.
not like it's not bad. No.
Uh, and I love the message in it. I love the idea that the Martez sisters are representing, the normal person within the galaxy, the normal person on Coruscant,
Yeah.
where the Jedi do not mean anything to them.
Exactly.
And this is where you see a big disconnect with the Jedi and the regular people, because if I'm not mistaken, I think it was in the Zero the Hutt arc, when they're breaking Zero the Hutt out of prison. I think
Hmm.
that's what it was, where he like crashes into a building, and it is revealed in this arc that it was their house, apartment, however you want to call it, and it killed their parents.
Yeah, yeah.
So then, like, the Jedi, I can't remember exactly who it was, or if they even specified who it was, but they say, you know don't form attachments, just like let it go sort of deal,
Yeah.
and did nothing to help them. So then, leading into this arc, they're broke, they're trying to survive.
Yeah.
The Jedi caused this and then did nothing to help it.
Yep.
And I love seeing that side of it, and being able to see that throughout this arc is great. And that's, for Ahsoka to be hiding that identity the whole time because of this, especially when it's revealed, is just, I think it's crazy. But I will say it does, I don't want to say drag on. It does drag on. It's just the fact that there's one episode within it, I think it's the third episode, where in the end of the second episode they're getting thrown in the prison cell,
Yeah.
and at the end of the episode, at the end of the third, they're getting thrown back in the prison cell. So it just didn't do anything. There's stuff within the episode that does mean a lot, but
Yeah. Yeah.
you probably could have done it in one less episode.
For sure. Yeah.
But I think it was just that they were trying to do it 12 episodes, 4 for each arc, so I understood it. But I think it's severely underrated for the message within it. I don't see. I had to put it in Sergeant. Now, see, the thing is, with this specific tier list, with the Clone Wars arcs, I don't dislike any of them.
Oh yeah, no, like
Whereas in our clone tier list, no one likes Slick.
yeah,
So putting him in Cadet made sense.
it was so easy.
I think this tier list it's a much less of a negative connotation as you go down the list. Like, being in Sergeant really isn't that bad. It's just the tiers of these arcs.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I'm fine with Sergeant, but to me, it is on that upper end of Sergeant.
I can agree with that one. So go ahead, throw that into the Sergeant tier. Time to get into our 7th arc, the Battle of Mon Cala. This one was kind of unique, I thought, because I believe this was the one where they were fighting underwater, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I really thought that was really unique. I don't know where I would want to put it though. With
I
where we
mean,
have
just
everything.
off the top of my head, I'd probably say Lieutenant. Just because I feel like it's similar level to the Boba Fett arc. I don't. It kind of just depends on your preference of
Yeah.
what you like seeing within a Clone Wars arc.
That's true.
But I think you see just a lot of cool things within this arc.
Hmm.
And,
I believe
and
we've seen shirtless Kit Fisto too. Am I correct on that?
that is true, Mark. We
Ripped
do
Kit
see
Fisto.
shirtless Kit Fisto.
Ripped Kit Fisto. That might deserve the lieutenant tier.
Yeah, man. I think so. I think so.
I mean, I like that. I thought it was a fun little thing. You never really see you always see the battles in the space on land. You never see the fighting under the water. Like this is a cool little unique thing. I thought I'm cool with throwing that in the lieutenant tier.
I will accept that.
Go ahead, throw that in the lieutenant tier. All right, our 8th arc, the Rush Clovis arc. Now, I don't really like Rush Clovis.
All my homies hate Rush Clovis
So
around here.
an arc about him, I was like, I mean, I don't know how big I am, but
it's good.
I believe it ended up being pretty good. Like,
it's good.
So looking at our list right now,
I hate to throw so much in Lieutenant, but
yeah, I mean, it's.
But I think this is pushing Captain to me.
Mm-hmm.
The ending is wild. Insane.
Yeah.
You get the entire scene with Thorn.
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the best deaths of a clone in the Clone Wars. I
Man. Yeah, this is. Yeah, it's like. Hmm.
I
I
honestly would be fine with Captain. I
I
love this
I'm
one.
out of the three arcs we have in Lieutenant, I would pick the Rush Clovis arc over those three probably.
Yeah, it's definitely a battle between Rush Clovis and Onderon.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, if Onderon was one less episode, I think it's pushing into Captain tier. But
For sure.
the Rush Clovis arc, I believe, is 3 episodes.
I
So
believe you're right. Yep. So I'm
and
honestly cool with
those
throwing the Captain.
hit. Yeah, not much explanation on this one other than I think it's just super impactful throughout it.
Yeah. And like you said, seeing Thorn, man, I mean, can't go out a better way.
Okay.
So I'm cool with throwing that. We'll go ahead and throw that into the Captain tier. Moving on to our ninth arc, the Ryloth arc. I believe did this one start off kind of slow or no? Am I thinking of
It
it?
does kind of, but this
Okay.
is one of those. I'm fairly certain it's from season 1. This is one of those very early arcs, and I think it's one of those highlights. This
Yeah,
is very much one of those early season highlights, which there's good episodes within the first few seasons, but it's
mhm.
almost no discussion that the later seasons are much better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But this is one of the highlights from the early seasons for sure.
Yeah, I really do like seeing going to Ryloth because I believe in Bad Batch they went to Ryloth and that as well. And kind of seeing like the freedom fighters.
Yeah.
Because I believe weren't they like hesitant, like they wanted to stay neutral, like they didn't want to pick a side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so and that made sense, for what they were trying to do. Man, do
You get to see Waxer and
maybe.
Boyle.
Oh
The
yeah,
whole
Waxer and
interaction
Boyle. I
there.
forgot.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's a Clone Wars
Hmm.
moment.
I'm honestly cool with throwing on Lieutenant. Honestly,
Yeah,
I think Lieutenant's a
I
good
think it
spot.
deserves Lieutenant. It's not like I said. Early Clone Wars is it's a it's a tough one to really gauge because story wise they're great, but just overall with everything included, they just get so much better as the seasons go on.
For sure, but I think Ryloth is definitely one of the arcs that pulls people back in
Yeah.
from the other arcs that are lacking, I guess, in the early seasons. But I think Lieutenant's a good spot for it. Now we're getting to our final arc, Clone Protocol 66.
The Fives arc.
Yeah, the Fives arc. I mean, I think this deserves Commander. I love Fives. He's my favorite. I think he's probably my favorite clone. He was literally doing no wrong. He was just trying to warn everybody about the inhibitor chips, and he ended up dying for it, which was tragic, but that's just a part of the story. Always gotta break my heart about everything in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I think this is Commander. I don't really have to think twice about it. What about you, Logan?
I'm right there with you. I think this is one of those all-time Clone
Yeah.
Wars arcs where it's just on another level. I don't know what they were doing when they were writing this, but it's just insane.
Yeah.
And the fact that within this arc you get this picture kind of put into your head where Tup is describing this as he's dying, where he's saying the Fives. He's talking about the mission,
Mm-hmm.
and Fives is like, "What mission?" And Tup says the one that they see in their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Basically saying that they see Order 66 over and over and over again every
Yep.
time that they sleep, which is the most brutal thing
That's
ever,
insane.
I swear. Like, actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then for that to come full circle to the very end of it, where when Fives dies and he says the nightmares are all over, it's just, oh my god,
I
dude.
mean, it just hits on a different level. Like,
Ah, dude,
it's just, I,
it's ridiculous.
I mean, the
Then,
emotions run
like,
high.
Palpatine revealing the whole plan to Fives,
Mm-hmm.
and the doors open up and Fives has him at gunpoint, and everyone's trying to get him to stop, and Fives is
Yeah.
trying to say exactly what Palpatine said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. The fact that Fox couldn't have the blaster set to stun. He was probably
Like,
told to kill him, so that's why he didn't have it
he,
on stun.
yeah, and like, why, dude? You got so much drip. Why couldn't you just stun him, man? Like, just stun him.
Oh man, but yeah, I think Commander's perfect.
Yeah.
It's I'm not gonna lie, it battles with Umbara for sure.
Oh,
Like
100%. Yeah.
it's for different reasons,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's right up there with it, man.
100%. Yeah, I'm absolutely 100% good with throwing that in the commander tier. So that has been our tier list. To go over it once again, we got in the commander tier the Umbara arc and the Clone Protocol 66 or 5's arc. In the captain tier, we got the Bad Batch and Rush Clovis. In the lieutenant tier, we got Boba Fett arc from season 2, Ryloth, Onderon, and the Battle of Mon Cala. And in the sergeant tier, we got D Squad and Ahsoka's Journey. And this time around, we don't have anything in the cadet arc because all these arcs do not deserve the cadet tier. If I'm being honest, I mean, the cadet's like the lowest of the low, and I don't really feel like any of these arcs are really the lowest of the low of Clone Wars.
To me, cadet just means you got nothing out of it. Like you just completely disliked it. You got
Yes.
nothing out of it, and for I don't know if there's a single Clone Wars arc where I would put it in cadet. Like I said, it's just I don't know. I find at least some sort of entertainment, but then also actually pulls some sort of uh actual deep meaning out of most arcs. So
Hmm.
it's tough to put one in cadet.
Yeah, usually a lot of these arcs do have like a like a meaning or a message or just something along those lines to kind of
Yeah.
just grow us as a person. So I really do appreciate that out of Mr. Dave Filoni. Well, this has been Climbing the Ranks. We hope you enjoyed. Now, we'll send you back to the boys at the desk. Hopefully, you guys agreed with that tier list. It was really fun ranking all those Clone Wars arcs. Now, we do have something related to the clones. Logan, I'm going to have you guess these 5 clones battalions. How you feeling right now, man?
I mean, I feel pretty good naming off battalions of clones. I feel like my knowledge it's not insane, but I'm
Mhm.
definitely above average for the average Star Wars fan. So I'm feeling pretty good.
All right, all right. Let's just get right into the first clone, Captain Gregor.
Oh my god. Is he 212th?
He is
Let's
212.
go. Let's go.
Great pull. The second clone, Logan, Commander Gree.
41st.
41st is correct.
Oh, I'm cooking, man.
You're on. You're cooking right now. The third clone, Commander Bakara.
21st.
21st is correct.
I'm
He's
nasty.
3 right now. He's on fire. Let's see if he can keep the streak going here.
That's the Galactic Marines, man.
The fourth clone, Corporal Comet.
Oh my god. Comet. Oh wait. 104th.
104th is
Dude,
correct. What
I
a
just remembered
pull.
he was in the wolf pack. Let's go.
What a pull. Now this is for Logan to go 5 for 5 guessing these battalions.
Oh my god, come on.
Logan, your fifth and final clone, Sterling.
I don't even know who that is. Jesus. I mean, Sterling.
Hmm.
That's a nice name though. That's a nice clone
Facts.
name.
That's why I picked it, 'cause I thought it was a cool name.
Hmm. I'm gonna guess because I don't think it's 332nd. I don't think it's Ahsoka's. I don't think it's Coruscant Guard. You kind of went over the main ones. I don't think it would be 327th, or maybe it could be. Hmm. It could be so many different things. It really could. Cause I'm thinking 327th because maybe I know in the arc where you see Ayla Sakura and Bly, he does have a couple clones with him. They I believe they end up dying, but maybe one of them was Sterling. Uh, I want to guess 91st, but I don't think it's that. That's my only other guess other than 327. I'm gonna guess 91st.
91st is incorrect.
Is it
So
327th?
it is not.
Okay, I'm fine
So
with that then.
so originally he was the 501st member, but he also did end up joining the 332nd Division with
Oh my
Ahsoka.
god, so it was.
Yeah,
Oh my
you
god.
were you were looking down and I like looked at the camera and was like
Oh
like that.
my god.
So yeah,
No way.
I would have taken either one, but
Dude, no, that just upset me. That just upset me,
you
dude.
were on the right track, just not quite.
Dude. Nah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of just happy about the Comet pool.
Yeah, no,
The
that was
other
crazy.
ones I knew easily. Like, you can't give me Gree and not expect me to get that one.
Yeah, it was hard because I didn't want to be like pull clones that were like weren't in any shows or anything because that's kind of
Yeah.
like I wanted to try to pull characters that were in the movies or in the Clone Wars show. So,
Yeah.
but
And
I
you
mean,
picked ones that I actually was
yeah.
pretty confident about too. So,
So
man.
4 for 5. I mean, that's good. That's better than what I would have done for sure.
But that fifth
Easily.
one's gonna haunt me.
It might haunt you. Well, let's just send it over to the final segment of this episode. Overrated, underrated.
Welcome to Overrated, Underrated. In this segment, we will be deciding if these things in Star Wars are overrated, underrated, or properly rated. And we can only explain it in about one sentence. I will go ahead and ask Mark first. Mark, overrated, underrated? Obi-Wan's lightsaber hilt.
Ooh. Because he has a pretty good hilt. I really do like the design of it. So I'll say properly rated.
Okay.
Because I think it's a unique design for him.
Okay, well, we'll go into the next one, Mark. Overrated, underrated. Phase 1 clone armor.
Ooh. Oh man. I'm gonna say the Phase 1 clone armor. I always say underrated. I'm gonna say underrated because I really do think that I really like the Phase 2 one, but I think that Phase 1 is just like on a different level, I think.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion.
I like it. Okay, your third thing. Overrated, underrated. Han Solo.
I'm gonna say oh man, I might have a hot take on this one. I think Han Solo. I'll say he's a tad overrated because when you first meet him, like he comes off as like a cool guy, right? Like he's got like that cool kind of guy vibe to him, but he's in debt with basically everybody that he's worked with,
Oh, okay,
and he's
yeah.
not very reliable. He doesn't become reliable until like around episode 6. So
Man, wow. I didn't expect that out of you.
I Just a tad, just a tad.
No, dude, I love it. I love that you're getting down and dirty with it,
Yeah.
man.
All right, Logan. Overrated, underrated? Ray as a character. Like her whole character
I'm
arc,
I'm
essentially.
gonna be honest here. I genuinely have to say underrated because she's so hated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not that I think she's some like top tier Star Wars character,
Mm-hmm.
but by no means does she deserve the hate that she gets. So
Oh yeah, for
I'm
sure.
going to say underrated for that. No further explanation.
All right, Logan, your next thing. Overrated, underrated? Clone Wars Season 5.
I'm going to say properly rated because I think it's considered one of the better Clone Wars seasons, one of the best ones. 5,
Yeah,
6, and 7 are probably the three best, and I think widely considered the three best. So I'll say properly rated.
love that. All right, Logan. Overrated, underrated? The X-Wing.
Overrated.
I thought you might say that. I thought you might say that.
Overrated. I think the Y wing is cooler. I think the A wing is cooler
The
by
B-Wing?
miles too.
B-Wing? Better?
B wings are weird. A V wing though, a V wing is sweet.
Yeah,
V
yeah.
wing is definitely better than an X wing. X wing overrated. Okay, Mark. Your next thing, overrated, underrated. Poe's jacket.
Oh,
so
we're
so
bringing out the drip.
Poe slash Finn because
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I'll say it's underrated. It's an underrated jacket. I mean, Poe was rocking it. He looked good. Finn threw it on. He was looking good too in it. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
mean, that
guarantee
jacket
you'd
looks
look
great.
good in it.
If I had the jacket, I'd wear it all the time. So I'll say underrated for that.
Okay, your next thing, overrated, underrated. Force lightning.
I'll say properly rated. Because I think it's one of the cooler ones, and I think a lot of people would agree that Force Lightning is one of the cooler Force powers you can have. I think the Force Choke is cooler than that, like
Mm-hmm.
the best one that you could have, but I do think that Force Lightning is like a super powerful ability. I think most people would agree with that.
Okay, okay. And your final thing, overrated, underrated. Padme's blaster.
I mean, that's gotta be underrated, right? I don't know if people give it enough credit, man. That blaster is sick. Though I do like Django's blasters a little better, but I
Mm-hmm.
think that Padme's blaster is like top 3 blaster in Star Wars. All right, Logan. Overrated, underrated. Cody.
Oh my god, dude. Slightly overrated. I have to stick with it.
You have to stick to your
Actually,
guns.
no. I'll say properly rated. I'll
No.
say properly rated because I think there's enough discrepancy. Not everyone thinks he's on the level of Rex. He's slightly below it. The Bad Batch added a lot to him. I will accept it. Properly rated.
All right, Logan. Your next thing. Overrated, underrated. Kashyyyk.
Mm. God, nah. I mean, I think it's one of the more loved planets. I I hate to be lame, but I just have to say properly rated again. I think
Mhm.
it's a cool planet. We see it a decent amount, and every time it hits. So
Yeah.
I'll say properly rated.
All right, all right. Now your last thing, Logan. Overrated, underrated. Boba Fett, but just in episode 5 and episode 6.
You're
I,
sabotaging me.
this one was on
You're
purpose.
sabotaging me. Overrated. he's, he's cool. He's cool. Everyone knows he's cool.
Yeah.
He's walking through Jabba's palace. He touches the girl on the chin. He's looking sweet. But then he dies to a blind Han, or quote unquote
Yeah.
dies. He's cool. He's like, basically the first bounty hunter you really get I don't want to even say a decent amount of. You barely get anything from him.
Yeah.
He has like 4 lines. He's cool. I get it, but he's overrated. Thank you guys for watching Overrated, Underrated. This has been the final segment of this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Mark sabotaged me in this one. I'll get him back next time. We'll go ahead and send it back to the boys at the desk to end out the episode. Mark, I honestly think this was my favorite episode of the Galactic Core so far.
Yeah, I really liked your interview with Chewbacca.
Dude, don't bring that up.
Did someone say Chewbacca, man?
How did he get back in here? What are you guys doing?
We really need to get some better security.
Yeah, man, we also need some better producers because they can't get a good interview. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of the Galactic Core. It was a really fun one to make. Please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and possibly think about becoming a channel member. And with that, we will send you guys off. Good night, Coruscant, and good night, citizens of the Republic.